driver off the deck for Corey Connors.
Here's driver off the deck for Victor Hovland.
So the driver off the deck. I know you would try this, right?
Oh my, what a shot.
Just to be able to hit it off the deck and get that thing down and fly it in running.
You have to put your foot on the gas. You pull out the driver off the deck and you put it on the green all the way up the hill.
Welcome back to Off the Deck. I'm your host, Josh Decker. Today we've got Tap Daddy, Seth Tapp, Lunchsack Dad. What do you prefer to go by?
I'll answer about anything. I hear it all, so.
Well, how are things in your world?
Man, everything's great. Just, busy November, ramping up for Christmas. Seems like it's something every day.
I can certainly attest to that. And So we're both girl dads. # girl dad. How old is yours now?
She is 7.
7. Okay. And I got a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Does she play golf at all?
She will. She likes to go out and I think she just likes being at the golf course. She'll hit she may just pick one club and play from the tee box all the way to green with whatever it may be. And we just try to keep her out of everybody's way.
So, and y'all are in, what part of Kentucky are y'all in?
We're in the western half in Madisonville.
Okay, give me a bigger city that's nearby.
Well, we're kind of in between a bigger city. We're probably 45 minutes south of Evansville, probably hour 25-ish from Bowling Green, west of Bowling Green, and like an hour north of Clarksville, Tennessee.
Okay. So when did you first get the golf bug? I don't know that I've ever heard you tell this story.
No, my granddad had played and just kind of wanting to be with my granddad and my dad. They just let me tag along, started out driving the golf cart. Then was like, well, I want to hit a ball too. I don't want to just be out here driving around because they're out of the cart, walking and doing stuff. So I just started hitting golf balls. And of course, I'm going to date myself here, that was like the only thing they had was blades and wound core balls. So, yeah. I don't know that I ever got better. The equipment got better for me.
Which there's an interesting argument there that like Tiger Woods would have won more if that wound ball, if the Pro V1 had never come along, because he was so much better. But yeah, no, I certainly understand like the technology. So where did you grow up playing? Did you grow up in Kentucky?
Yes. Yeah. I've been here the whole time. We played. The closest course to where we were living at the time was Spinner Isle Forest State Park. At the time, it was just a little 9-hole track. Wasn't really a lot to it.
Okay. And where do you play most of your golf now?
I play out at Madisonville Country Club. Here we've got 2 here in town. We've got, that's the main one I play at all the time. That's where our men's league is, and all my friends play at too. So.
Okay. What is that course like?
Just trying to think. Everything's kind of right there in front of you. So it's got quite a few long holes on it. And it's got some shorter par 4s, long par 3s. There's a couple short par 3s, some dog legs, water beds you got to cover, stuff like that. But it's just trying to think. It may be around 6,700 yards from our tees.
Okay.
And I think it can stretch out to maybe 7,200.
Okay.
So it can get tough if they want it to.
Did I see that you made a trip up top to Landman earlier this year?
Yes, we went opening weekend.
What
we
was
were there
that like,
opening weekend. It was kind of like they were like, well, we're open. Let's go. Everybody go have fun. It was kind of because the previous year we went, I believe it was latter June. And I mean, course looked like we were the first people to ever play on it. But, we were, actually the first people to play on it this year. And it was great. And we got there just in time because it rained the day after we left. So I was glad we didn't have to walk that monstrosity.
Yeah, I was there in July, and they had like 3 inches of rain the night before we were supposed to play. And so we get up there, and Sam, who's one of the assistant GMs, he's like, guys, we're delayed a little bit, and y'all are probably going to have to start on foot. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like for the listeners that haven't seen Landman, it's To say it's massive would be an understatement.
Yeah.
Like it is a huge, huge golf course. And the coolest thing happened though. So we start walking, and I think we're on like 6 or 7. And now I can't help but be like 6, 7, because God, it won't go
Right.
away. I don't know if your daughter's doing that, but mine is, and it's driving me nuts.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But she says if I do it, it's cringe, and I'm like, but you're doing it. But we're on like hole 6 or 7, and I see this like just massive golf carts coming at us, and they were bringing golf carts out to all 12 of our group. Like, hey, hop on. Like, and so they had enough where somebody could hop on, and they could all hop on to drive back to get more. But they brought
Right.
all of them out to us, which was really, really cool. Have you played anywhere else this year, other than Landman, other than Madisonville, obviously I know you love Sweetens Cove. Where else have you played this year?
This past weekend, just took like a little birthday trip and went to play Macklemore for the first time.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a nice little treat. I'd kind of been wanting to go and got an opportunity to go and had a blast.
what did you play? Both the Keep and the Highlands course?
No, we only played the Highlands and then did like a little short course there up at the clubhouse area.
And that short course is great. Like, grab a cocktail
Mhm.
and just settle bets, whatever.
Yeah.
I have not. I want to play the Keep, just so I can say that I've checked all the boxes there. But yeah, it's the weather up there. The one time I've been to Macklemore, I think from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain, I think the temperature changed by like 15 degrees cooler, which was just delightful.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've known you now, I think, maybe 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
And you are, is it at Lunchsack Dad on?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, at Lunchsack Dad. And for the listeners that aren't watching on YouTube, which they'd be listening, he has the hat on that is just a brown lunch sack. And yeah, and so how did this come to be? I need, like, from day one, what
Okay.
inspired this?
Yeah. So it was my daughter had started preschool and, they weren't letting them take lunch boxes in and out, trying to minimize contact. Most kids didn't bring them home anyways, and food would just stink up the place. So they were like, we're just switching to paper sacks. Well, it was later
So was this
in the
during the
evening.
pandemic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And which it just continued throughout her time at that school. But later in the evening, my wife, she said, hey, write her name on a lunch sack. She's got, for her lunch tomorrow. And I was like, write her name? I was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, I can remember, there were times my dad would, if I did take a brown sack, my dad would dribble something on it and we'd have that. And I was like, I'm going to draw something. So I drew, I don't even remember what the first one was. It feels like I've done a million of them.
I think you have.
Drew a little picture. Yeah, it feels like it. I wish Crayola would holler at you, boy. But after the first one, she woke up in the morning and ran in there and seen it. She was like, oh, can you do another one tomorrow? And she just kept asking for them. And so it just started a thing. And it just, I still do it, which she eats at school now. But she, it's kind of a little way to start her day off with, hey, here's a little thing I was thinking about you and have a good day at school.
So she doesn't have any input into what is going to be drawn, or does she?
No, I mean, there will be times she'll voice an opinion on what she would like to see, but it's kind of you think it would be easy, just like, oh, hey, I'll just draw this, and after you've done a lot of them, the input is welcome sometimes. I'm like, yes, thank you for giving me something to do.
Okay, so this started in, we'll say, what, 2021?
Yeah, 21, 20, something like that.
And do you do that? Don't you do them during the summer also?
I did at the time because she was in, I guess they would call it like extended care, so she would go throughout the summer months.
Okay.
But now that she's out of that school and into an actually like elementary school, we get, summer break, spring breaks. I get a break. So
don't have to color anything. Okay. Yeah. So just, and I don't do math well. So are we safe to say over 1,000 that you've done?
Oh, geez. Yeah, probably. I would think so. I've never added them up, but
Which I might just go to your Instagram and like try and figure it, or maybe I can get Chat GPT like, hey, what is how many posts have been made on this account? Which is fascinating. Like you just recently did one. What was the boat that sank? Not the Titanic.
The Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah, the anniversary of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
You did the Edmund Fitzgerald. So and I want to know. Give me a glimpse into what. Are you doing these at night? Are you doing these in the morning?
No, I'll do them at night. It's kind of a wind down. We get her to bed, get a second to, take a breath, reflect on the day, and it's just kind of a decompressor before, we lay our heads down and let it start all over again.
Right. And so inspiration sometimes comes from her. I know there's some seasonality to it. The Halloween stuff's great. The Christmas stuff's great. Tomorrow's a random whatever day. How are you coming up with something if it's not anything seasonal?
A majority of the time it may have something to do with like what we've done that took place that day. Just kind of like, hey, a little reminder of like, hey, we did this yesterday, or this is something you did. Whether I feel like I draw many variations of the same thing. She's into dance, so I'll draw ballerinas, or just if I'm going to play golf, I'll draw a golf thing, just kind of for my sanity. It's just I hashtag it Lunchsack Diaries. Just kind of, I don't even know if Instagram will be around when she's older, but it's just a way to look back and kind of date, things we did or things that happened at the time, and just, something for people to look at and have fun or laugh at. I laugh at a lot of them. Some of them are really dumb, but it's fun.
No, it's a lot of fun. So does she like actually like looks forward, like she's excited when she gets up in the morning to see what. So she has no idea when she goes to bed, and then she wakes up and gets to see it.
Yeah. It's she usually runs to the kitchen first thing to see what's hanging on the refrigerator, and then it's immediately, Mom, I want breakfast. So
that's great. Well, maybe I can try and get you. Oh, you even have a Lunchsack Dad Yeti. I hope you're sipping on something good. I've got actually have a little Sweetens Cove bourbon in my glass. We met, like I said, 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. And this was right kind of when Liv was starting. And I always had a very strong opinion of Liv. And you're one of the first people that I ever interacted with or encountered who was like, hell yeah, I'm going to Liv. I want to watch Liv.
Yeah.
And that like blew my mind. Like I remember we were staying in, I think, one of the houses for a golf event, and you like were like trying to find how to turn it on. I was like, why is this guy trying to turn on Liv? Who wants to watch Liv? I just want to hear all your thoughts about Liv, because my opinion has I'll say it's changed. I never thought it was good to break up the PGA Tour. I do think it's good to foster change, and I think Liv has done that. But I want to hear like your thoughts just on all of it, because I know you have lots of opinions, and you've been to events.
Yeah. I have no problem with PGA Tour. I watch it. I go to PGA Tour events. But I think the thing with Liv struck me is it's kind of, like when we all go play, we've got music playing, we've got shorts, we're having fun. It means something to them. We're obviously not making money doing it, but it's just different. And I think that's kind of what pulled me to it, in which a lot of the players that had signed on to go were players that I liked initially anyway. So I was like, okay, well, this is just a way for me to watch them. I don't have to try to catch them at a certain time period during the event. I get to see them all at one time. Whatever the time frame is they're on TV, I get to watch that and get to see their shots and, be able to watch them better, I guess you could say.
Okay, so you thought it was and I want to peel that back a little bit. You like the shotgun start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but
see, for
I
me,
think it just.
Go ahead.
To me, it's just your time period of on TV. You're watching it wherever you stream it, or if you watch it when it comes on TV. It's that designated time, start to finish. It's not on at 9 a.m. till 6 p.m, and you're having to swap, 2, 3, 4 channels to watch all of it if you want to. Which, granted, sometimes I do because if it's a good event or whoever's winning, yeah, I'll watch all of it. But I think it's just I guess where people's attention spans have gotten smaller, it's just giving it all to you at one time, and that's kind of
Yeah. Okay. I've never thought about it from that perspective, and that makes a ton of sense because the thing, and I think I even talked to you about it because I think you went to the event in Nashville, correct?
Mhm.
I was like, you're going to this golf event, but if you to see everybody, you have to sit in one spot because of how the shotgun start works. And
Right.
for me, that was a deterrent. But I understand exactly what you're saying of like, hey, there's only so many hours in the day. I'm not going to waste. I'm not going to sit in front of my television from 9 to 6. Which you're right. Like if you're, and I love what you said about like switching through different streamings because like nobody's made it more difficult to consume their product. Maybe Major League Baseball, other than the PGA Tour. And it's like,
Right.
okay, I've got to log into Peacock, and then from Peacock I have to go to NBC Sports, and then at 5 o'clock that's going to end, and I have to log back into Peacock to watch. And it's just like, what are we doing? like,
Right.
allow me to easily consume your product, and then on top of that, even when you are able to watch it, they're hammering you with commercials.
Mhm.
And it's just, yeah. Okay. Okay. I can see. So how was it actually? I know this was a while back that you went to the event in Nashville. What was that like?
I will say this because people are, this one thing you always hear, the music's so loud on TV. The music is not loud while they're playing. They turn it down. Of course, it's ramped up before it starts. When play starts, they tone it down. The only reason it seems so loud on TV is because the mics are like right there at the speakers, and they have
Okay.
the mic so hot to hear them hit the ball and make contact. But
Yeah.
the event, I mean, it'd be like if you went to a gigantic charity scramble and you weren't playing in it, but you get to just walk around and hang out and enjoy the atmosphere. That's similar to what it was.
Okay.
It was just and you can bounce around, you can catch people. I mean, it's got the same flow time as a normal round for 18 holes of anybody, so you can bounce back and forth holes if whoever you're watching is kind of starts playing crappy. You can kind of bounce back or cut over a few holes and catch somebody else.
Yeah.
And we ended up staying at the party hole for quite a while. I mean,
Was that
that was a blast.
Club 54?
Yeah, yeah. We stayed there, and it was it was a little short par 3, but they kind of had an easy pin to get at, but it'd be like being at the Super Bowl trying to hit a 130-yard shot with people screaming and
Okay.
music pumping. Yeah, it would be nerve-wracking for anybody. But yeah, it was. It's a great time. I mean, people should go check it out. Form your own opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
just
Well, and I love that all the majors. I was curious to see how all that was going to shake out when those guys all put balls in the air. I guess it was London, what, 2 or 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
That the majors were like, no, these people can still play in the majors like that.
right.
We're not, and there was chatter about like, oh, the Masters is going to tell live players that they're out, and it just, I thought that all, because that's, as golf fans, that's what we want to see, right? We want to see the best players in the world all
Right.
compete with one another. And there was a time when people were like, oh, look what's happening to these players that went to live. They're not doing well in the majors. Well, that's kind of been squashed, I think, especially with what Bryson's done lately. And I think, was it the Masters where they had a handful of guys in the top 15, or was it the okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
right, Reed
Masters
went
had.
off. Patrick
Yeah.
Reed went off.
Yeah. Yeah. I was not expecting that, but
Nobody was.
yeah.
So as a, you're gonna be like the off the deck live source. Like I'm gonna come to you if I have any live questions. The team aspect, I think, is something that I wish the PGA Tour would adopt. There's something to that. I don't know how that works with a
Right.
much bigger pool of players.
Right.
How is relegation like, what if somebody is on a team and plays terribly in live? What happens? Tell me about that, because I don't, admittedly, have no clue how that works.
Right. So best I understand is I think they have like a relegation zone. And those people, they have an opportunity to. It'd almost be like your fall series for the PGA, where you can try to boost into that top 100, top 150, top 125, wherever it is. You have a chance to get your status back for the following year. I know some of the stuff. There's been like double team. There's one team that's got 3 captains, which makes no sense to me. I don't understand that. But 2 of the captains, or at least one of them, had finished bad, and I don't know if I think they have to like consult the team managers and see if they want them back, if it's profitable for them to come back for their marketability. And, sometimes some of the people are like, yeah, man, you just didn't have it. I don't know if you had a bad year, try to get back in through the qualifying series. And then, if you make it, you make it. But it's, I don't know. I think they're still trying to work kinks out on that, but it's, most people that finish in it don't come back. They just don't come back. They don't hack in the qualifying series. So it kind of works some of itself out. You drop the dead weight. Unfortunately, they just sometimes pick more dead weight back up. But there are a few guys that do hang in there and do good.
The qualifying series, where is that played? Is that played?
That is, they have. It's part of the Asian tour. I think they call it the International Series.
Okay.
And it's kind of weighted points events towards your live status, trying to get on.
Okay. I had no clue that even existed. I just thought it was like you kind of had to do your own thing once you were relegated and didn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
And you said there's a team that has 3 captains?
Yeah. The Majestics. Okay. Everybody calls them the Magic Sticks.
I thought it was Magic Sticks. Is it not Magic Sticks? Is that
It might as well be. I mean,
okay. So they have 3 captains.
Yeah.
And like, there's guys that I don't fault for going and getting that bread, right? Like Koepka thought he was done. Right. And if there's somebody, I mean, and anybody that tells you otherwise is, I think, disingenuous and maybe not being true to themselves. If somebody backs a truck up to my door right now, it's like, hey, here's $300 million. Come play on this competing tour. Like, you gotta think long and hard about that. Like,
yeah,
like they are taking care of their grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, and I don't necessarily want to go down the whole sports washing topic because I think that happens in every sport.
Right.
So actually, I will ask you this: what do you think about Brandel Chambly?
Man,
tell me all about Brandel.
Yeah, he's Brandel. He, you got some guys just like to hear self-talk, and he's one of them.
Well, I think he's even losing fans that are the PGA Tour purists just because of stuff he says on live from at the majors. All right, so what is your take though on them going from 54 holes now to 72?
I mean, I personally don't have a problem with it. I mean, which they didn't call and ask me, hey, Seth, do you think we should go to 72 holes? I would have been like, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, because it was kind of a condensed event. It was, you could make long weekends out of it. You do Friday, Saturday, Sundays, or go see the town or wherever they were at. But I mean, I understand they're trying to get qualifying points. They're trying to do what they can to help their guys out, and just not leave them in the dark on all this stuff. And if that's a step that they got to take in the right direction to do it, then so be it. I mean, just more for me to watch. I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, the response to that and just the memes and everything that came from it, because, and I did not know this, that LIV is actually 54 in Roman numerals. And so there's all kinds of content of like, oh, they're going to have to change the name of the league now to whatever the Roman numerals are for 72.
Yeah. I see it all and I laugh at it. I mean, it's funny. I mean, yeah. I mean, they probably never thought they would have to do that. So it made sense at the time, but I mean, it is what it is.
So we connected early on. We were playing in an event at Sweetens Cove and you had a head cover, and I hope you still have it. Surely you still have it. And that head cover was at Used Golf Facts Twitter. Yeah. And for the listeners that don't know, we've already talked about Patrick Reed once, but at Use Golf Facts on X, formerly Twitter, is Justine Reed's burner Twitter account, and it's like the worst kept secret in all of golf. And I'm walking past Seth's cart, and I see this head cover that is just like, and was there a tweet included in it, or was it just?
No, it was just the banner for the page, just the generic setup banner, just the egg face for the icon and the Twitter handle, and that was pretty much it.
And for, I mean, I actually love using X. It's great for quick news and kind of understanding what's going on in the world. But yeah, it was a remarkable head cover to see, just walking through it. I mean, everybody's accustomed to this, right? Like, you're playing in an event, so there's all these carts that are just all over the place, and you see any kind of, I mean, there's clubs from all over the place, whatever, all these head covers, and then I see at Use Golf Facts, and I'm like, hold on, wait, who does this belong to? And lo and behold, it was yours. And where did you get that?
See, Golf made it. They had, I just happened to see this post. I don't even remember what I seen it on, but it was like one like, and we'll make these. And by the time I could hit like, they had already liked it themselves, and it was like, I think it was like 300 something. So they were like, we're just kidding, they're for sale. So I go hit the link. I immediately buy it. I did not care what it cost. So I had to have it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. What do you have coming up fun golf-wise?
Man, I hope nothing. To be honest with you, it's been a long year.
Nothing? You don't want to get away and play somewhere?
Man, I kind of need a break. I say that now, but I've also played 3 times since I said that the last time. So
yeah. Just work or what?
I just, we got stuff going on. It's hard to get away. If it's where I could go here in town and grab a quick 9 or something like that, I'll go. But it's kind of now, here we're kind of weather watching and just kind of stay glued to, the weather app and see if we're going to get a nice day here or, a nice day down at Sweeten, something where I can, jet down and catch some weather that's not freezing cold. So
yeah, no, I understand that. Is Madisonville the kind of place where, like, it is Madisonville, right? I want to make sure I have the city. Okay. Is that the kind of place where just on a random Wednesday you can run out and grab a quick 9, or is it typically pretty packed?
No, it's pretty easy. We don't have to, I could roll up after work if I want, or take off middle of the afternoon on Saturday and go play if I wanted to. Okay. It during the summer, it stays pretty packed. They get quite a few, especially like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's pretty jam packed. But I mean, especially in the summer when you get more daylight hours, I could go out 5 o'clock, play, almost 18 holes, and I may not see anybody else. It's just kind of hit or miss on the day, really.
So I think about you, and we're setting this up to record. I don't know that I've ever seen someone hold so many poses, finishes as I have you. And it's one of my favorite things about you. Like, I don't know that you care where the ball is going as much as you care about holding that pose. And it is always so good. I mean, the backswing is finished and your hands are at the top, and the ball is probably already landed and is done rolling out, and you're still standing there, just holding that finish. Have you always done that?
I think the first time I did it, I think I just like stone cold topped the ball, and I was just in disbelief. So I just stood there, and somebody was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, the crowd doesn't know you hit a bad one if you don't act like it." It just popped in my head, so I just started doing it. And I can't. I don't know if I've ever tried to stop, and I hope I don't, because it's hilarious. Because
it's hilarious. Please don't stop.
I've hit one before and dribbled it off the tee box, and I was just like, "Oh, be money!" And everybody was looking at the green. They were like, "Where did it go?" I was like 10 foot in front of us. They had no idea, because I was standing there holding it like I was eyeing it down. So
right, yes. Yeah. Please don't ever change that.
Yeah.
A question just that I have for you just kind of came top of mind from you talking about that and how beautiful those poses are. What's the perfect afternoon of golf look like for you? Who are you playing with? Where are you playing? I need to hear that scenario from you, and I don't have to be
Man,
included. Like
I don't. I always have a great time in our men's league on Thursday evenings because it's, you get ABCD players. You generally don't play with the same people every week, but just going out and having fun. The weather's always, to me, it's great because it's not snowing. It's not 30-mile-an-hour winds. We're just out there having a good time. And
yeah,
it's just the rounds when you can go, it doesn't matter how many people you're playing. I mean, we've had 15 people playing together before, just everything. It just seems like, yeah, this is it. This is the moment, and it's just, everybody's having fun. Everybody's having a good time. You see some good shots. That's just ideal to me. Just as long, I want everybody to have fun, and if I don't play, I don't play. I just want everybody to have fun.
yeah. I can vouch for that. I think I've played with you enough times. We did have a tough 18-hole match this summer that it was important to the flights and how all that shook out. We ended up in a playoff on a chipping off.
Yeah, I don't remember
there
that.
to try and do what?
I said I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Okay. We don't want to have to talk about that anymore. So something we've never talked about on this show, and I'd just be curious to hear your take on it. What is it like going and spending a day at Sweetens Cove?
It's just magical. It's one of those places to me. I feel like I can go and take a deep breath. Like we had some guys go this weekend, and one of them said, I hope I don't ever get tired of driving down this road. Of course, it's the worst road known to man. And I was like, yeah, man, you're right. Like, if you get tired of driving down this road, then you're gonna miss out on what's at the right hand turn at the end of it. Just go. I mean, and it never matters what you shoot. I've done great and I've done absolutely awful there, but when I left, I had a smile on my face and I had a great time. And there's never a doubt that I'm not going to have a great time because there's always good company. There's always something to laugh at. There's always something to see, and just it's. I hate to do the whole Forrest Gump thing, but it is really a box of chocolates. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get every time you go.
So what is it that makes it so magical? And I love that you said that about the box of chocolates, but what is it that makes it so magical?
Just the scenery, just the environment. It's that golf course is completely different than anything we have around here, which I'm sure it is around most places too. But
yeah,
just you're not trying to hit it dead straight every single shot. You've got bunkers you got to work around, or you've got your slopes in which you see a slope here, it's a gigantic accident that you even found one. So
okay.
It's just kind of it kind of really lets you test what you've got or what you need to work on.
I love the creativity it allows you to play with, and that
Right.
I don't know that I knew that where you were in Kentucky was that flat. Birmingham's not that flat, but we don't have anything that requires or allows you to play creatively like
Right.
Sweetens Cove does, and that's just I think that's for me what makes it so magical.
Yeah, and I mean, in here it's if I have to hit a shot like I would hit down there, I am massively offline. I'm in 1 to 2 fairways over, trying to hook it around 16 trees to even get back to where I need to be. So
yeah. All right, I got a couple questions for you. They're just like some quick hitters. And well, actually, before I go there, do you have any questions for me? If you don't, that's fine. I was just going to give you the stage if you had any.
are you mad that I chipped it closer than you in the chip off?
So no, I am not mad that you chipped it closer to me in the chip off because our partners did vastly different on that, and so we ended up doing okay there. But yeah, the chip off was a fun way to do it. I've never seen anything settled necessarily that way. I always thought you'd always play the hole. But for the listeners, so Seth and I were playing in a tournament against one another. We each had partners, and it came down to we had tied them in the flight, and instead of playing a hole to determine who won, we did a chip off on a rather gnarly green at Sweetens Cove. If you've ever been, number 9, And funny enough, I've actually had that chip a lot because I end up flaring my ball right off the tee there. So I'm very accustomed to being down there and hitting that shot. But it was to the lower pin, which is down so our balls are on the far right, kind of down in the fairway, down off the hill, and then we're chipping to the pin that is the far left, which there's all kinds of slopes and everything, and it is the combined measurement of our each player's shots with their teammate, and the closest ended up winning the flight. But then my partner Bennett in the actual shootout put me right behind a tree, so it ended up not really mattering at all.
It worked itself out. It worked itself out.
Yes, it did. It did. What is your favorite club in your bag right now?
A 7-wood.
Ooh, why?
That thing it's for me, it's 207 on the dot every time. Like if I get to that yardage, I don't even think about it. I just grab it, hit it, and it's on the number every time.
I wish I had something that I was that consistent with.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were probably going to expect me to say one of my wedges. I would call myself, I'm on the all hands team. So,
okay.
But I like that because I know exactly what it's going to do every single time I grab it. So,
yeah. What's the most cigars you've ever smoked on the golf course?
Think me, Cigar Don, and Jason Barney played in. It was the original Fish Camp Open, and I think we probably had
Sweet and Scope, right?
10. Yeah, Sweet and Scope probably had 10 to 12 that day.
My word. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't seem like it, but then when I emptied my pockets and had all the bands off of them, I was like, man, we really went through them.
So the cool thing about the Fish Camp Open, and I've never played in it, and correct me if I'm wrong here, that's an event at Sweetens where you fish before the tournament starts, and the length of the biggest fish in your team, is that right? So the length, if it's a 12-inch fish, then 12 strokes get deducted from your score, correct?
Yeah, you start out at 12 under.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a fish? Have you ever caught a fish that counted, that mattered?
I'd actually caught a 9-inch crappie in the little water hole over on the right side of one's fairway, just off in the bunker right there.
Yeah.
And I know it had to have been from, the water coming up out of the creek back there and flooding it out. But I think one of the guys that was with us, Jason, he caught, I think it was like an 11 or 12 ounce, 12 ounce, Jesus, 12-inch fish. Yeah. And then somebody snagged like a 25-inch gar.
That shouldn't count.
Yeah. But I mean, they didn't win, so it doesn't matter. But I was just like, man, we've got a hill to climb now.
Yeah, 25-inch. Okay. I think I know your answer to this question. Are you a dew sweeper, or do you prefer golden hour if you're out on the course? If you had to pick one, which is it?
I am a dew sweeper.
Oh, I completely whiffed on that then.
Yeah. I like to, it's usually what me and my dad do. We will go out, and we're generally the first couple groups off, and we go out there and get it done. Then you got the rest of the day to either keep playing or go do something else.
So is your dad still actively playing?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And are y'all at the same club?
No, he'll come out there and play with me. And the other club that's in town is a little shorter in length, and it's easier for him. So a lot of times we'll go play there. That way for some reason, he thinks he's going to beat me every time and outdrive me. So it's just easier to go there and not put that huge of a strain on him and let him have fun too. So
I love that. So I know you've already played Landman, so that's not a new course for you in the last year. What is your favorite new course that you've played in the last 12 months?
Oh man, I would probably say Macklemore. That's the only new one I've played this year. Majority of all, it's been the same ones that I've already played previously. So that was the only new one. And it was just, of course, it was browned out, still looked great, but I could see, when all the trees had their full foliage and elevation and the views. I mean, it was unreal.
Yeah. How'd you play that 18th? That's right there on the cliff. How'd you do?
18th. I'm pretty sure I parred it.
Okay.
I don't remember because I've been around a few times since then,
Consumption
so,
consumption was
yeah.
occurring.
Yeah.
I am fascinated to hear your answer to this question. And if you've listened to any of the previous episodes, you'll know it's coming. What if you had a dream foursome? Who would make up your dream foursome?
Dream foursome. Actually, it was the only thing I thought about for this. I think I would like to have my pappy, which is my mom's father. He's the one that introduced me. So I always got to play with him, my dad, and then of course my brother, didn't get to play with us much. And then it got after he passed, it was usually my dad, my brother, and myself. So I would like the opportunity for the four of us to get together and play. Just because he was a shit talker. He could do it very unassuming. And
Yeah.
I know he would just absolutely eat my brother up, and I would love to just have a front row seat for that.
To watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great answer. There's been a handful of people who've had answers similar to that of like, yeah, wish I could bring people back and then witness them interacting with
Right.
other family members, and that's
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then the last question that I typically ask is, and I know if you do or don't, you're going to be posing regardless of whatever you've hit. Do you hit driver off the deck? And
I will.
You will? Are you a fan of it or no?
I am. It's kind of one of those things. I don't have to do it often, but if it's kind of one of those times we need that home run ball from the fairway, I don't think twice about pulling it out and letting it fly. Of course, we'll never know where it's going to go because I'm not going to let you know where it went, but I will do it.
So, and after this, we'll get you out of here. But what are next plans for Lunchsack Dad, Lunchsack Diaries? What is it just going to be this little side hobby? I mean, I feel like I've got stickers. I mean, you know my friend Chris Sizemore, the game,
Right.
as we affectionately refer to him. He loves your stuff and loves your stickers. What's the long-term plan with this?
Man, I don't know. Really, the only end game I have in mind is if you're familiar with the Kroll show that Nick Kroll did.
Okay, I'm not.
He would when the intro would come on, he would run. It would say the Kroll show, like his logo, but it would be like variations of different programs, whether it was Saved by the Bell, Miami Vice, Friends, Seinfeld, stuff like that. But it would just like they would rip really quick. And I just told my brother, I was like, we're going to figure out how to condense every one of these photos into like the Kroll show intro for like the last post. And that's I guess until the day she says stop or graduates high school, that'll be it. So.
Yeah. So if you're out of town, do you draw some ahead of time that your wife can then put on the fridge?
I will. I'll typically I'll go ahead and draw them and get the picture taken. That way, it's one less thing off her plate in the morning, and I can do that from wherever I'm at, and then show goes on.
Yeah. Okay. How can listeners find your account to follow it?
Instagram at Lunchsack Dad, and that's where I reside. I'm a ghost everywhere else.
You are a ghost everywhere else, and the account is so much fun. It's something I even enjoy seeing it when I wake up in the morning, and cause we all do this. We all wake up and then grab our phone and start scrolling, and always see yours. I'm always eager to see what it is because you're incredibly creative, and they're just fun little, especially Halloween week. They were all fun little things. Maybe one day I'll wake up and there'll be an off the deck kind of sketch, and your daughter's gonna be like, what in the absolute hell is off the deck, and why is it on my fridge?
She doesn't ask questions too many times, so it's just kind of like, oh yeah, Dad did that one, and that's kind of what it is. So that would have been.
Awesome.
I should have thought about
awesome.
that. I could have done that for today. So
yeah, we can work that out. We can figure out a good time for you to do one. I'd love to see it because and you're incredibly talented. Have you always done artwork like that?
Kind of just, I would, sketch stuff out here and there. Nothing, I never really tried to pursue anything or consider myself an artist. It's just mostly you got bored, you got to paint, I guess it goes back to the old days when you go to a restaurant, they'd have a placemat and you'd have crowns and you just start
Yeah.
drawing, the parents are talking, leave us alone, we're trying to talk, and you just kind of just start sketching some stuff out, and whatever happens, happens. So,
Well, you're really good at it. You're really good at
well,
it,
I appreciate
and I
that.
know it brings a lot of people a lot of joy. I mean, like I said, I love waking up and seeing them, and some of them I don't know what they mean or what they stand for, but I'm sure there's something significant that you and your family experienced, and that's
Yeah.
really cool. I did not know that
Yeah.
that was kind of in the background behind all of them.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Seth, any parting thoughts? Anything else you want to? You can have the platform. You can proclaim that Live is better than the PGA Tour if you like. The floor is yours. If you have any other thoughts before we sign off.
Well, if people don't like Live, give it a chance. Watch it, take it in, quit being a hater for 5 minutes, and see it for what it is. It's just golf. It's the same golf we all go do. So
that is well said. Thanks for coming on. I've enjoyed
Absolutely.
chatting, learning about the
I appreciate
the
you having me
background
on.
of Lunchsack Dad. Of course, and I hope I get to see you soon and we can tee it up. I am Josh
Absolutely.
Stecker, and this has been another episode of Off the Deck.